Tell us a little bit about the distant use. So, Anita Wisdom, something that you have to share about the distant use. Oh, we can't hear you.
Apologies, I muted myself. I'll talk to you about one of my clients who, this young lad has been a client of mine. Well, I call him a young lad, a client of mine. And he first came to see me years and years and years ago and wanted me to help him, attract the young lady into his life. He met the lady, got married, and he's kept me abreast of all of this. Now we're trying for a baby, and he's been an on-off client, just come to see me when he needs it. Anyway, so I get this phone call out of the blue. Sophie's pregnant and just admitted herself to hospital with severe sickness. Didn't eat for like 4 days, like really, 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 really ill. And it hasn't been an easy pregnancy and things. So he said, can you help? And I said, well, actually, Rob, I've got this device. Let's just see what happens. Now, it works with your intention. And I've obviously met both of these and they're clients of mine. So it was phenomenal. I just sent some frequencies and something made me scan her for I Ching. I'd never used I Ching. We have so many frequencies for so many different programs and so many different conditions. But something made me scan for that and I sent them. Oh my goodness. So this was a lady that hadn't eaten for 4 days, couldn't stop throwing up and was really worried about herself and her baby. She was eating within an hour. She was discharged within 3 and back home. And I was, when you get that tear, you get this joy, you get this, oh my goodness, the transformation, complete from a distance, wasn't even aware that we were sending frequencies, but had permission. And that's what happened. I mean, that is mind-blowing, isn't it? Mind-blowing.
That is amazing. And also when your three of you at the beginning talked about all your histories and your specialisms and everything, and to still go through years of studying what you have done and now finding something that you are endorsing in this way, it does sound amazing. Karen, what about animals?
I have to get used to this mute and unmute. Well, actually, I've got a Springer Spaniel, Molly. She'll be turning 12 on Friday. Oh. And two nights ago, we didn't have a good night. Couldn't understand why when she was wanting to go out, to the loo. We live, we've got upstairs and downstairs. So, as she was coming down the stairs, I was thinking, what's going on? She keeps bumping into the walls. And, she was like falling down the stairs. And then when we got outside, she kept falling to the left side. And then she started vomiting. She went and did her business. And I'm like, something's not right here. She kept going round in circles. Anyway, I coaxed her back into the house and went upstairs. And then I'm like, hold on, her eyes are just darting backwards and forwards all the time. And I'm like, something's not right here. I have my frequency device upstairs. And I went, right, I've got a scanner. I've got to see what's going on. So I grabbed it. I scanned her. And it came up with 74% for the defense systems, 64% was emotions, 53% was joints, 52% came up with eyes, 51% hormones. And I went, okay, right. I don't know what this is, but let's run it. So I ran it for 5 minutes, 59 seconds. And I thought, well, there's nothing more I can do. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. So off I went to sleep. And when I say I went to sleep, I wasn't asleep. You're just always alert, I suppose, whether it be a dog, a cat, or a baby. I think as a mum, you're always alert. So at 7 o'clock, I got up and I scanned Molly again. And absolutely, I was so shocked because it came up 51% hypersensitivity, 50% rest, 48% hormones, 46% microbiota, and 46 defense systems. And I went, excuse me, 46 defense systems. That was the top program that came up from the start. So in 5 hours, we've dropped from 74% to 46%. Mm-hmm. And when we're actually using frequency device, anything over the 40% is something that we need to look at. And here we've got a drop in 5 hours from 74% to 46%. And I only ran it for 5 minutes, 59 seconds. So then it was a case of, right, I'm going to get her to the vet, just get her checked over. And then it turns out that she'd had a stroke.
Oh.
So yesterday and today, I've kept running, my frequency device, just, giving her things like tissue salts, Bach flower remedies, sending those frequencies into her energetic field in order to help her, because the first 48 hours is the most crucial time for her. So we've been keeping an eye on her, making sure that, that she's doing okay. And to be honest, today it's like, you wouldn't have thought. There's a few things that you can see that still not right, but her eyes have settled down. She's actually wanting to play with her ball. She's eating. She's actually got her spring back. And to be honest, if I didn't have my frequency device, I'm not sure what I would do without. I wouldn't not have it now. It's like, no, this is part of our family. This is definitely something that we keep and we run all the time. So fantastic for animals. And it doesn't mean it's just for a dog, it's for any animal. Mm. And it's not, again, you're hearing the testimonials, it's not just for animals, it's everything and anything. So it's just something I wouldn't do without now.
That's amazing. And I love the fact that you can use the same frequency device around your family as well. It really is like something essential within a household. But Anita, you had an experience with your pet as well, is that right?
Yeah. Yes, that's right. And it was October 2020, and my dog was 13 at the time. And again, it was a Thursday morning. We were due to go away, all three of us, me, husband and dog. And he'd had a mini stroke. You could clearly see exactly what Karen was saying. The way he went to the left, he was screaming. It was awful. And it was in the times that you couldn't take your pet or yourself even off to the hospital and vet, what have you. And they wanted us just to leave him outside. That wasn't going to happen, Kay. That wasn't happening. And I didn't have my Healy that day. My Healy was in transit, and my friend in Jersey scanned him for me. And it's no different from like what? If people say like, what do you mean? It's like, if I'm going to phone you, Kay, for example, it's the same frequency. It's that connection. And she took a picture. I sent her a picture of Dougal, and she sent me the scan results. She sent them by email, and I read them. And the first one that came up was migraines. And for a dog, obviously, for what it was, and all the list that came up after it was pain and jaws and eyes, and it went all the way through on high percentage. And she vibrated those for me. And she did that on and off on that Thursday. I got my Healy on the Friday. And I then scanned him myself, got set up, put the Healy device next to him. And he was touch and go. So we had no vet. We had nothing. It was just us loving him and using this on him. He couldn't get up. He couldn't walk. And that was it. That was it for the whole weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And he finally went outside. Very, very slowly, but we used frequencies on him continuously. Whatever the scan said, we used it, we vibrated it, and that went into his energetic field. And he's still with us today. He's 15K.
Oh, mate, I've just got a puppy and I can't imagine. That's amazing. Yeah, and there are a lot of people that will watch who may not
No.
may not believe in or may not practice things like, you know, we talked about Reiki and chakras and kind of spiritual, but there's science to this, and this will resonate with a lot. It's a much wider kind of group where actually this is about energy fields, and there is science behind this also. What I found interesting is some of the information that you sent me, where I just wanted to highlight to people that this is not just around physical ailments. This is also around things like relationships or finances, or, you know, it's so much more than, because somebody could be, well, I'm physically fit, I'm okay, but actually it's lifestyle as well, isn't it? And
It is.
you know, so I mean, we don't have any questions, but I'm kind of asking those questions because it's so interesting. And what I love is that this roadshow is about actually giving people, this has actually been quite a thorough snapshot, I've got to say. But the roadshow is about having those experiences, seeing it for yourself, you know, not being forced into a commitment, where you can see actually and listen to people tell you how this works. And people may ask you, well, why hasn't this come up before? What's your response to that, in terms of, because like you said, well-being is evolving.
It is, yeah, it is, Kate, and the girls will agree with me. We've been in service for years, but I've come from it from an ill health place myself personally, and I'm 54 now, and from the age of 12 on and off, my health and well-being has been, you know, like, it's just not even been on the same page as most people. But this has been around, this technology has been around, and it's just never ever has it been that you can wear it in the palm of your hand. You can put it in the palm of your hand, and like what Karen said about Marcus Meeker and Anita said are the same. People like us want people to know about it, and that's why this roadshow's on, because we want people to be well. Mental health is through the roof. You know, children are suffering. Everyone is suffering around the world, and this is a global device. It's not new. It's just not a lot of people know about it, and we're hoping we'll get people to come and see us and try it for themselves.
And the sharing part is amazing. And as we've been talking this last half hour or so, I've had so many names pop into my head of people that, you know, I'd like to kind of share this link with and say, actually, this is something that may be of a use or support to you. And we do come from that background, especially with, you know, being here on Heart-Based Connection, in terms of sharing our experiences in our specialist areas to help, because that's what we hope to do. So I guess all that's left for me to ask is, how do we get hold of these tickets?
How do we get hold of them? We have Eventbrite links.
Excellent. Okay.
So we can post them in the group if that's good to do. And we've all got them on our own sites, but we can give you that information as well. We've got London, 21st of June, Manchester, the 23rd of June, Edinburgh, 25th of June. And it's just going to be phenomenal. And I hope you're coming, Claire.
When is it? London. Okay. I need to. So can you send me the links so I could pop them on these posts, so that anyone who watches the replay has the link that they can get into to book the tickets? Because I imagine that they're going to go like gold dust. If you only got 100 for each event.
Yeah.
So,
and we've made it easier. We've even created a QR code for each of the events. So you don't even have to type it all in. You can just scan it and away you go.
Everything is evolving, not just well-being. Everything is evolving.
What we haven't mentioned is there will be goodies and there will be giveaways and things. So it's another like incentive to book your ticket. Don't miss out, guys. The future, even Einstein was, he said the future of medicine will be medicine, its frequencies, you know, and that was Albert Einstein. And here's the thing, is the future's now. It's here. We have it. Let's spread the word. Let's get on board and let's get happy, joyful, healthy and abundant again.
Thanks for having us, Kay.
Oh, do you know, as you mentioned Einstein, can I use your quote, please, from Einstein? We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I found that really interesting. So now is the time. Some amazing things coming up. Thank you so much for sharing. It's really informative. I'm really happy that you've come on and supported our page also. Please do send us the links so that we could get them out to everybody. And good luck.
Thank you, Kay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.